Hello and welcome to Chicago Reacts. My name is Lauren and today I'm going to be looking at the last several videos in Kane Pixel's Backrooms series. This video is going to be, I think, a little bit longer than some of the other ones have been, but it is really the only way that I can think of that makes sense to put them together. So again, I watched the found footage way early in the timeline and I shouldn't have done that, but so she sees the monster up close and personal, like way closer than anybody else. I don't know why she gets that close or why it let her, and I don't know what like happened at the end where just the green and everything kind of seemed to explode. I don't know how they got the footage. I don't know how that footage was found, because the first guy who got sucked into the back rooms, like he got out by falling out of the sky. So there's still so much that doesn't make a ton of sense to me, and I'm hoping that we'll get some kind of answers in this next set of videos. There are 4 of them, and if not, then I'm sure y'all will let me know where various good follow-up videos are. Potentially I wouldn't mind watching some behind the scenes videos, things of that nature. So go ahead and keep me updated, keep me posted. But once I'm finished this, I can actually like delve into some of the lore, which I think will be interesting. So don't forget to show Kane Pixel some love, and also don't forget to like and subscribe here as well. And let's go. The distortion is giving me a little bit of a headache, but it's just like, this is humans being everyday average people is what we're seeing it. Thanks. It is giving me a headache. I will say it is a holdover from childhood that whenever I see, like, whenever we pass a cemetery in like the car or whatever, I try to hold my breath. I feel like I think I read a Bob's Twins book when I was like 6, and that like the characters do that, and it just kind of, I was like, I'm gonna do that, and partly it was like a test to see how long I can hold my breath, because I also try to hold my breath if we're going through a particularly long tunnel, which only works if there's no traffic. But also it has gotten to a point where I try to do it in movies or TV shows. If they're driving past a cemetery or through a tunnel, I hold my breath also if they're trying to swim, I hold my breath for that as well. So I caught myself doing that automatically as they're driving by that cemetery. Just like, oh right, holding my breath, that's so dumb. Wine at that table. Friendly. also just waiting for any of this to become relevant. Like, unless it's just people being people. Which maybe if I knew understood more of the lore, I would get it better, but let's just see, when's it gonna jump back to async? Or the missing people. Unless this is something that was put out by Async to try and entice people to come and like, hey, look, you can still have a perfectly vivid life here in this yellow hellhole. Just based on the walls here, they look yellow. They look like the Backrooms. Oh, hey, look. Okay, this is how it's relevant. Oh, yes, this is the picture that was in the last one. Why is it here? There was the picture. Okay. Okay. No idea what all the other that stuff was, but like that was the picture. Like all this outside stuff, and then suddenly we're in this house with that photo. So I still don't know if like the whole houses are falling into this place, or if like you're... All right. I don't know. So the last like plotty thing that happened was that the guy, Peter, who time traveled or blinked out of existence or whatever, is now... He found his way back into the company, and they're like, this is him. Ooh, pretty. California? I think it's California. All right, so ML. That's okay, that's 1,000. Okay, so because M is 1,000 and L is 50. So 1550? No. Ah, my Roman numerals suck. I don't... ML. So it's 1,050. Or is this like... Is this one of those where the L is before this M guy here? Yes, so that means this is 50 less than... I don't actually know. I'm going to look that up because that's going to bother me. All right, we're looking it up really quick. ML Roman numerals. What is it? No, I want you to tell me what it is. It's not telling me what it is. 2050. Okay. 2050. Not sure. Okay, I don't know. I don't remember. I got... Okay, so MLM. Is that... MLM is 20? 2,000? I don't know. I'll try to remember how to parse that later, but for right now, MLML is 2050, so I guess we got a year. Or something. Oh, right. I knew that. We're always in the 90s. So I don't know what 2050 is all about.
enough room to unpack over there.
Okay, sounds good.
Can you loosen that strap?
Oh, I guess they decided they don't need to be hazmated up anymore?
Say 3 at the very least.
Ooh. I mean, that's a wild thought to say. That is a wild decision to make, to stop hazmatting up after like several accidents happen and there's like a weird stick guy.
7 trips that way, I think.
Right.
You should have forklifts on here.
Watch your hand.
Yeah, we're just assembling now.
Did they like decide that it just wasn't actually doing anything? Because like, again, we have no way of knowing if that thing was still even in that section, right? That was a fake man. Why do we have all these mannequins? Oh, that's weird. Robot! Wally! It does look like Wally. I'll be very upset if anything happens to this little robot.
And then you're going to want to stop up here and just a few to the right. Carry on forward and head into that gap over on the left.
This is where the girl was. Okay. Right? Didn't she go through this way?
Is that really what he said? I don't think he has a full understanding of the situation.
I doubt he does either, but I think that matters.
The lens flares?
And here we are.
Oh, okay, so no, we're just back to this
Watch the
weird
wall.
spot.
I'm surprised with how well this is holding up.
Okay.
Signals seem to be good standing.
Okay, don't
All
get
right.
too close. Stop. Stop.
Yeah, it was locking.
Standard, this is Clyde. We've reached room 14D. We're now just about to initiate the equilibrium stimulus test.
So now they're, okay, so sometimes they hazmat up and sometimes they don't, and they sent the little robot over to go and like see that honeycomb area, and now they're going there anyway? Like, what, I thought the point of the robot was to protect the people.
That's still good.
The last one came back good, but I recommend you keep a mask on just to be safe.
We gotta start updating our protection system. I feel like I'm always missing things in this mess.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna back.
Hi, buddy!
Oh, yeah, maybe we'll just conserve some power and then kick it back in the
So
cart when we
cute.
get here.
I love the robot. I love him so much.
Hey team, this is Mark. You copy? Copy,
Hmm.
reach 11 clear. We've just reached 14D. There are no visible signs of Marvin's friend.
That is absolutely not the name we're going with.
Well, then you better start working on a new one. This one isn't a better view. You know what it means. Remember that? center and around those 2 points of interest. I believe the car sheets will suffice for today. Well, that's good to hear. Are you ready to start sending people down? I know we don't have that many hours left before we need to start revamping the material protocols. We need to double check again on 1, 5, 7, 3 as well. Hey, can I get a hand over here?
Okay, come on. I want to see what's in the room. The stress, but also the curiosity. Oh, they're just. Oh, okay. That makes. That makes so much more sense. I don't know why I didn't like think about that. That they were just going to put a floor there. Wow, I'm an idiot. Drink if I'm an idiot. Good lord. So dumb. Such an idiot. Okay. Team A assembles a walkway across room 14D. Mark Bloom, Randall Tachi, or Taki maybe, and Marvin Lee conduct an initial layout analysis of room 14C. Okay.
Is this the same one they had you practice with?
Pretty similar, but they were just renting that one. Same one as far as I'm concerned, though. Not like I know the difference.
What did he say?
Wouldn't want to be on the other end of that.
You wouldn't want to be on the other end of any gun, Marvin.
Why does he have a gun? And why is there a gun? Oh god. Chekhov, please don't.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Alright, get your lights on. Marv, light.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Standard, this is Mark. We're now beginning our progression into room 14C. Alright, so we're gonna want to stay mostly down the middle, but maybe go around 1 or 2 just to make sure we're not missing anything.
Yeah. Good damn thing, this mouse.
I don't know.
Those metallic noises. That's always the creature, right? Like that pipe banging noise.
Okay, yeah, floor's different. Looks like concrete, or what's it called? The stuff they layer over concrete to make it shiny. Epoxy? Yeah, epoxy. And it looks like we got standard white drywall with black vinyl trim or wall base. And ceiling looks relatively the same, just tighter, smaller tiles.
It looks like there's another space between the floor types. Huh.
Oh yeah. If you can put a tape measure down there again. We got displaced tiles. Yeah. See anything?
No, not really.
Well, there's a little hole in the back.
Oh yeah.
Is there a wall back there? A wall? Or can't tell what that is.
Yeah, it just looks like a wall. Huh.
Watch the gun. Sorry.
Is this just the natural state, or did something move these? Yeah, I'm not sure which one I would prefer, but right now,
But not something moving them. Not something moving them is the state you'd prefer. Come. You would rather it just be falling down and nothing happening else. No. I've lost my ability to English, apparently. Because that is a dumb statement, sir. You would much rather it not be somebody moving them around. Duh.
towards the former.
Yeah. I believe we've only seen displaced tiles, 4, I think it was 4 times before. Not too common.
Not a fan of this area.
Guys, I found something.
Yeah?
You gotta look at this. What, is it right over there? Yeah,
What is
it's
it?
some sort of... No, you're right, this looks handmade. You can't determine that just by looking at it. No, I'm just assuming right now. Either way, you're right, it does look like some kind of map.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, it almost looks like...
I think this is around here, 14C.
Yeah. Yeah, it's,
Team A, come in, this is Mark.
that's the area we came through. That's 14C, and there's 14D.
Team A, this is Mark, do you copy?
There's B and A.
Standard, do you copy? Repeat, this is Mark, do you copy? Yeah, no, the signal's dead, we've gone too far. We gotta go back.
What? You sure? We're not that far.
Well, then that's all the more reason to get...
Well, if we do get back and they say it's just a non-issue and we just come back around, then I don't see what the... Ah! Oh my god!
He's got my gun! He's got my gun! He's got my gun!
Don't move! Never you move!
Okay, okay!
I don't want to hurt any of you. But I will. If I have to, so please, just move. Just answer my questions and I'll be gone. How many people are out here right now? Down the hall, how many people are out here?
Wait,
I don't know.
Peter?
Oh, shit.
Marv? Marvin?
Yes, it's me. Is it really you?
It's me. It's me.
How? It's been months. We thought you...
I know.
Okay, so the first thing he did. The first thing he does when he sees some randoms is still.
That's what they did. They took my life from me, Marv. Everyone thinks I'm fucking dead. My wife and children think I'm dead.
Can you please put down the gun?
Marvin, just tell me. Did they hold a funeral?
Yes.
This is Team A. Do you read us? Yes, A-Team, this is Mark. I read you.
Mark, don't.
What are you doing?
We need immediate armed
Mark.
support at room 14C.
Stop.
My team and I are being held at gunpoint by a hostile. I repeat,
Stop.
please
Don't
send
shoot him.
immediate armed support to room
Stop.
14C.
Don't.
Sorry.
Why did he do that? Like, okay, so he did he just go back into the rooms? Like, he knows everybody thinks he's dead. So did he just like make a run for it back into the rooms? Why? Also, why did he shoot him? It's just like, what?
Marvin, I'm alive. But I want you to tell them that I'm alive. I need to know.
I don't understand why he killed
Our
him.
negotiations in this area with the Soviets are just beginning. Commerce Secretary Peterson returned yesterday from 2 weeks, mostly in Moscow, but also from Warsaw, during which time very considerable progress was made. We're narrowing our differences, which have kept us from settling our Lend-Lease debt for 25 years. And the good faith which the Soviets would demonstrate by settling the debt would set the stage for a presidential order permitting Exim Bank credits for sales to the Soviets. And it would also open the way for a presidential request of the Congress.
Green cat. The diametric properties of the samples were found to something frequency independent over the frequency. Okay, that's nothing I'm gonna understand. All right, those are not things I'm not gonna understand what it means. Practice, yeah, this calculate the efficient. Okay, they're just that the green is back is what's important. Back. Oh, back. Oh, that's trippy.
Mark, this is Team A. Do you read us?
Hey team, this is Mark. I read you. What is it? We need immediate armed support in room 14C. My team and I are being held at gunpoint by a hostile. I repeat, please send immediate armed support to room 14C. Your
For that panel, it should connect.
Where's that?
Where did he go? Where did he run off to? He still has the gun. Why is he here? Like, he said his whole family thinks he's dead. Before they were having a conversation, the newspaper said something about a fiery crash or something. And he said everything was dead and now he's back. But then now he's just killing people? And he's back in the back rooms. Why would he go? Would he come back if he got out? Jesus, he's fast. He lost the gun.
I'd like to thank you all once again for your patience on this. It has been a stressful 15 hours for all of us here, and while he cannot currently be with us, Dr. Beck sends his apologies regarding the numerous inconveniences caused by our decision to keep you here overnight. Now, it appears that the situation has reached a point of some stability. We're still looking into a few things, but I feel that we can now properly address what occurred without running into speculation.
Okay.
What happened last night should not have happened. Not here, not with us. What occurred was a gross misunderstanding that was the result of some severe information mismanagement. Even now, I believe most of you still have an incomplete idea of what took place last night. So before I fill you in, I need to address the fact that there has been information deliberately withheld from many of you on the project. Now, these choices were not made lightly, and were done for only the best of reasons. However, I want to make it abundantly clear that following the events of last night, it has been proven to us that that method of conducting ourselves was not viable. So, I'm coming to you now to correct this mistake and begin delivering the authentic order of events as we understand them.
Will I get to hear
On the
them?
morning of March 1st, a team of 4 researchers was sent into the complex to conduct a routine layout
I like it says March 1st, but then the date is February 27th.
analysis. George Levy, Marvin Lee, Ronald McCarthy, and Peter Tench. At around 12:25 p.m., the group realized that they had lost track of Tench while traversing a previously accessed branch of hallways. As you'll recall, this prompted an immediate withdrawal of response back to standard, followed by several days of significant search efforts. However, those ultimately yielded nothing, and as far as any of us were concerned, Tench had simply vanished, leaving no physical trace. Now, for obvious reasons, that wasn't something that we could disclose to the public, so roughly 2 weeks following his disappearance, our security team was forced to put together a more acceptable concept.
Right, that was the picture. That was the picture of the fiery crash or whatever. Like the newspaper said it backwards.
That they would keep attention away from this institute and provide closure to the family. So that is all close to common knowledge, I presume. Not all of you were with us at the time of the incident, however, you're certainly aware of the effects it has had on our internal procedures over the past few months. Regardless, that was where Tench's involvement in this came to an end. Or, at least, that's what we assumed. Because on May 8th at approximately 5:30 p.m., a motion alert was sent out from the complex, which was closed off at the time. One of our senior engineers was sent down to assess the situation and discovered a male dressed in hazard gear who we were able to identify as Peter Tench. Immediately following this discovery, Tench was moved to a secure room on this floor where, over the following days, a select group of doctors were able to administer a panel of tests in order to determine what had happened to Peter in the 2 months he had been gone. Those tests yielded very little useful information. By all measures, Peter appeared to be in excellent health. However, we were still provided one very useful tool in understanding how the situation unfolded from his perspective. Some of you may recall that on the day of his disappearance, Tench was his team's designated camera operator. Well, when we recovered him, he still had that camera in his possession.
Right.
And, in fact, had documented the entire ordeal. The footage will be presented in its entirety later today. However, for the purpose of this discussion, I will only be highlighting key events. This is the hallway where Peter was last seen. They're not in view, but you can hear the others walking behind him. Now, as he approaches the branch on the right here, pay close attention to the audio.
Guys, can you hear this? Guys, can you hear this? Hey!
It's still startling. That's still like startling to see.
Now, I'd like to save the discussion for afterwards, but what you just saw is what we believe to be the moment that Peter was instantaneously transported 2 months forward in time. Following that abrupt flash you just saw, Tench proceeds back out into the hallway in search of his team, but is without any indication of their presence. The next 30 or so minutes of the tape follow a fairly panicked Tench as he attempts to navigate his way back to the threshold. He does obviously find his way back. However, the threshold appears not as he knows it, but as it appeared on the date of May 8th. And this ties us back to the moment when we recovered him.
Right.
So, to summarize, from his point of view, he had only been inside the complex for several hours. So to him, all of the new developments surrounding the threshold were completely foreign. Luckily, though, as I already mentioned, there were people available to manage the situation as it unfolded. And over the course of the following days, we were able to properly sit down with Peter and to work with him to gain a collective understanding of what had happened. However, there was still the very significant fact that Mr. Tench was considered legally deceased as a result of the cover story, and reversing that would be no easy feat. He understood this and was willing to cooperate while we looked for a way to reintegrate him without raising suspicion. Unfortunately, though, that process ended up taking quite a bit longer than we had anticipated, and all the while Peter was sucked out here waiting idly by. We did our best to keep him engaged, but it is hard to combat the effects of prolonged sensory deprivation on the human brain. And
So, like, why were they sensory depriving him? Like, shouldn't surely that he, like, that doesn't even make, I mean, it makes sense that, okay, so he was actually stuck there for a while, sensory deprivation, wow. For some reason, he was sensorily deprived, and that kind of made him go a little nuts. That kind of explains his reactions to, like, you know, he got the gun, he saw people, he freaked out, like, he went back and, like, I can kind of see, you know, because you can get a little addled, but what I don't understand is, like, why they're saying that he was suffering under the effects of sensory deprivation because he was still in this facility. I mean, like, he would get cabin fever or something. But, like,
very significant fact that Mr. Tench was considered legally deceased as a result of the cover story, and reversing that would be no easy feat.
right.
He understood this and was willing to cooperate while we looked for a way to reintegrate him without raising suspicion. Unfortunately, though, that process ended up taking quite a bit longer than we had anticipated, and all the while Peter was sucked out here waiting idly by. We did our best to keep him engaged, but it is hard to combat the effects of prolonged sensory deprivation on the human brain.
Okay, so they tried to keep him engaged, but he was basically still just quarantined, and he could only see a few people.
And as a result, Peter's mental state took a toll.
I mean, that did happen to basically everyone when we were all quarantining. Pretty consistently. I feel like it definitely did take a toll on a lot of people's mental state, but not to his level of the toll it took. But I guess everyone he loved thought he was dead. That'll mess you up too.
Not to a degree that was outright concerning at first, but around the end of week 2, we noticed that he was starting to exhibit a number of behaviors common in patients diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. Though we don't have reason to believe that Mr. Tench was afflicted with that condition. Whatever the case.
It only took him 2 weeks to go stir crazy? Really?
Well, he didn't express it outright. From what we could gather, he appeared to have deluded himself into believing that he was still inside some sort of illusion created by the complex, and that we were secretly looking to do him harm.
Oh.
This all
I wonder if, like, just being in the if the act of a sudden time travel would have, like, shaken loose a few wires, you know? Like, because I don't think anybody else, only, like, one other person so far has survived, like, seeing the monster. Right? Everyone else has died. So, like, or, like, just disappeared forever. So, like, maybe something, like, something in the room, in the back rooms, did something to him?
all came to a head on the night of the 22nd, when, while Tench was finally about to be transferred to a temporary above-ground residence, he broke away from us and, using stolen credentials, forced his way back into the complex where he would go undiscovered until just last night, when he ambushed and violently attacked Team B in room 14C, leaving Dr. Bloom in critical condition. We can presume that during the 2 or so days Tench spent in the complex, he let go of the idea that he could somehow escape through an alternate threshold, but still held on to the belief that all of us here were working to trap him in some way, despite our actions saying exactly the opposite. Immediately after firing a single shot from the Remington 870 to Dr. Bloom's side, Tench fled the scene in his...
Okay, so that with the blood spatter and stuff, we've seen that before. I don't remember in which video, but we've seen that before.
To the threshold outpost, where he would turn the weapon on several more of you while progressing into standard and through the lower offices. Given the abrupt and chaotic nature of the unfolding situation, it took our security team several moments longer than it ideally should have to figure out what was happening. But thankfully, while Tench was passing through one of the empty labs next to storage, Dr. Maxwell was able to act quickly and managed to disarm him, accidentally discharging the weapon into the ceiling.
That's why he lost the gun in the... Okay. That's why he had it one moment and the next frame he
process, though. However, Tench still managed to avoid apprehension, fleeing into the maintenance wing and evading our security staff by taking the freight elevator to the surface. Now, this situation could have played out very badly, given the potential number of witnesses around the building at the time. But, luckily for everyone involved, as far as we can tell, Tench was not noticed as he exited the property. Around 5 minutes later, our security team made it to the ground floor and began a thorough sweep in the direction of the hillside where cameras had last observed Tench. Now, there's no easy way to say this other than to just say it. I am terribly sorry to inform you all, but Mr. Tench was found deceased halfway down the hillside. The result of an extreme blow to the head. It appears that while he was running through some brush, he failed to anticipate a sudden dip in the ground and tragically fell forward into a large rock. Given the circumstances, it was not something any of us could have anticipated or prevented. The tragedy of the entire situation undoubtedly remains, but Dr. Tench, regardless of how troubled he was in his final days, was a brilliant man who gave his all to this project. He would certainly not want us hindering it in his name. What we're doing here is so much bigger than any one person. It is the work of a unified effort, and we need to ensure that that is never lost sight of.
Okay, so now it is one of those questions. Like, I know that Kane has said that, like, these guys are not, like, an evil corporation. But I will say, it's like, how many people need to die or almost die in your freaky project before you do pull the plug on that? And the answer is more than one. In a really weird, bizarre way. Like, 2 people are seriously, one's dead, one's seriously injured. People have almost died before. Like, and that's just the ones they know about, because, like, there's the people who I think in the future, are gonna show up. The people with the found footage. And they're gonna die. I mean, I guess at that point, things might have been shut down, but just saying.
That we hold on to the pre-established notion that Peter is and has been deceased. That is done, and there is nothing more to be extracted.
Hey. Answer it. Who was calling? Okay. Is that it? That was it. That's the end? Okay. Well, that's the end. That's all I've got. So, okay, well, I still barely understand what was going on there. Or the I mean, I don't believe that he fell on a rock and died. But again, it's one of those things. It's like I don't see, like, they're not an evil company, but like they're still willing to do basically whatever it takes. And again, I'm not sure exactly when in the timeline, like the 2 found footage things happen. I still don't know what that monster is. We still don't know anything, which is absolutely bonkers. So I mean, I don't know if there's gonna be another video, or if this is it. But like, good lord, I do want to know. I want to see if there's I don't know if he's planning on doing more. If we're gonna get deeper lore. This was fascinating, though. This is a really, really interesting series, and I'm glad that I now can know what people are talking about, and I can actually go and I can watch that Smitty video or some of the other ones where people are telling me that I should watch it. And if people want me to watch like the MatPat lore video, I will. I've watched a lot of MatPat videos, so I'm at least familiar with him as a creator. I just didn't watch this because I was not familiar with the content. So let me know in the comments below. I will see you all in the next video. Enjoy your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe here, and don't forget to share some love with Kane as well. Bye-bye.